as someone that is not a technician in the pest control field, I don't know much about what season is for what bug. And you were just telling me it's termite season right now. It's mosquito season, fire ant season. But I want to know, like, every month or every quarter, like, tell me what season it is and how to avoid them, because I hate bugs. And I'm in pest control and I hate bugs.
You know, the funny part about this conversation, Michaela, is like, I don't know if I should.
Are you going to scare me?
The funny part about this is you going, I don't know anything about bugs. And part of me wants to tell you, Michaela, you head up social media for us, and there's actually an entire plan on what bugs come when. And you probably should go read that.
Maybe a little bit.
I think that'd be good for you.
Okay, but tell me, teach me in high level, tell me the seasons.
So it's really, really simple, right? And so the stuff that I really care about is not like the general pests, right? Because what I think about is how do we drive revenue off insect pressure? That's what I think about. And so that's the stuff that really makes a big difference for you to understand too. Because when we're talking to all of the people on social and things like that, we want to be sure that we're supporting them and really on the sales process around how to upsell these clients. That's what matters the most.
Yeah.
From a technical standpoint, I can talk incredibly technical, but nobody really wants to hear Seth talk about it. There's a bunch of great entomologists who are way smarter than me who can go way into what an insect looks like under the microscope, and they'll do a much better job explaining it to you. I understand it. I know it. I was a certified operator, but they'll do better. So you should hear from those guys, not me. Really what we want to think about in the pest world is you have general pest, which covers like most of your general insects by market. And then up and above that is in certain markets, you have different kinds of pests. So like in Florida, as an example, we have fire ants, right? And so fire ants like suck.
I think I'm allergic.
Have you ever walked in a fire ant?
Yes, my entire foot exploded when I was like 8 or 9.
Yeah, and so I kind of laugh. This is really bad for me to say, but obviously all this festival world has gotten all crazy nowadays. And I kind of laugh.
There's one this weekend.
Yeah, is there one?
Yeah, in Tampa.
And there's ongoing videos of girls stepping in when they're dancing around fire ant mounds.
Oh, poor girls. Well, they have a ton of people at tents to help with that.
Yeah,
they do.
It's great, right? So you have fire ants, right? So fire ants suck. And so here we have imported fire ants. There's other variations as well in different parts of the country. And so fire ants are an incredible upsell for clients here in Florida. And the reason is that when a fire ant fire ants build mounds all over and they make it kind of unsafe for your kids to run around, which people obviously makes logical sense. But the reason it's a great upsell is that too often what we do as pest control companies is that when someone has fire ants, is that we simply go, oh, we'll just come by and take care of it. But the reality is that there's huge upsell opportunities to sell. So back when we used to sell is that we would tend to use a product called Top Choice, which is a once-a-year fire ant treatment. And so when we would go to a property, we would sell for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars for a one-time treatment. Now the product was expensive, but that's what we did. And so anytime a consumer called for fire ants, we would never just say, oh, we'll come out and take care of it. We would say, hey, we have a program for that. And by the way, it's XYZ dollars and you pay once a year. And so that's what we did. We ultimately converted that to subscription programs, which people like a lot, made a fortune with it. One of the other things, obviously in Florida and across the country, is just mosquitoes. Now, mosquitoes vary by species across the country. But treatment protocol is fairly similar, right? And so one of the things that in Florida, really for the Southeast, is with mosquito upsells are huge opportunities. Now,
I bet.
It's huge opportunities. It's wildly profitable. And the treatment protocols have gotten less expensive, which is great. They've become easier. And people, and so like if a customer, so people really should be selling this like crazy. So like from my standpoint, customer calls in with mosquitoes. I've got mosquitoes. I've looked at all these mosquito services. If I'm a pest control company, like I'm positioning as like we're a full service company, and I'm adding mosquito into like either my subscription or adding on a service, and I'm looking for it. I'm going for it hard like right now. And then finally, I think the other big one is termites, right? So termite season fluctuates based on the type of termites you have and based on weather patterns, but it's pretty consistent. At this point, if somebody would call like one of our clients and they're like, hey, I see something, I think it's a termite, like we're immediately, if we're an inspection-based business, going out there. If we're not an inspection-based business, like I'm trying to sell them a preventative treatment right now for subterranean termites. And so, but like these are the type of things you have to think about. And so this time of year is when it all starts to kick off, right? In most of the warm weather markets. So